Understanding the growth and development of children. Introduction to the module. This module will teach you about the growth and development of children from birth onwards. You will learn about how all areas of development link together, like a jigsaw puzzle to progress a skill. You will also gain an understanding of factors affecting growth and development. Topics covered in this module are: growth and development, principles of development, stages of development, physical development, social and emotional development, communication and speech development, intellectual development, maturation, factors affecting growth and development. Growth and development. Growth and development are terms used to measure how a child is performing and growing. Growth is a term used to identify measurable changes. Height, length for babies, is usually measured in centimeters cms and weight in pounds lbs and ounces oz. Development is more complex, involving brain functions, milestones and skills children acquire. Growth and development rely on many areas working together to progress a skill. Child development is split into 4 key areas. 1. Physical development. The body gaining muscle tone to gain a new skill. Children learn both gross and fine motor skills throughout their development. Gross motor skills. Movements using large muscle groups, such as learning to walk, kick a ball and ride a bike. Fine motor skills. Precise use of muscle groups, such as in fingers, to be able to pick up small objects and write. 2. Cognitive or intellectual development. Learning new skills and being able to remember knowledge. 3. Social and emotional development. Being able to interact with peers and enjoy being in an environment with others. 4. Communication and language. Learning how to speak, communicate and listen to others. Growth and development are linked, but are very different. Growth is the physical changes of height and weight, whereas developmental areas work together to progress a skill. Rapid changes happen throughout childhood. From a baby who is small and cannot walk or talk to an adolescent, then growing around 155 centimeters in height, gaining many pounds in weight, being physically strong and a communicator. Principles of development. 3 basic principles that occur in everyone from birth. These are: 1. Development starts from the head and works downwards. A baby is unable to hold its head up when it is born, but gains the muscle strength in their core to do so. Similarly, development begins from the core and works outwards. Babies are unable to pick any objects up when they are born. By 9 months old they can find small crumbs on the floor that they use fine motor skills to pick up. 2. All development happens in the same order, but may happen at different rates. A baby needs to develop holding up the head before they can sit unassisted, crawl or walk. Yet, it is normal for one baby to walk at 10 months and another at 18 months. 3. All areas of development link together. A baby is unable to self-feed until they have developed enough to sit unassisted and bring food to their mouths. Children need opportunities to be able to learn and develop. Stages of development. Most researchers suggest that there is a continuous stage of development, and often the stages of development overlap. Not all children will complete all aspects of development at the same time. However, it is suggested that there are optimal stages where children are more likely to develop a skill or achieve milestones. Optimal stages of development fall into 5 key areas. Infancy, birth to 1 year. Early years 1 to 3 years. Childhood 3 to 8 years. Puberty 8 to 12 years. Adolescence 13 to 16 years. Physical development. Physical development covers essential skills that can be measured through visual observations. This may include some large muscle skills such as hopping and running, and smaller precise muscle skills, such as writing. Within the stages of development, optimal physical development is as follows. Infancy. When they are born, babies only see very fuzzy shapes. Babies use the palmar grasp, their whole hand, to pick an object up. They have many primitive reflexes too. The stepping reflex, where a baby will make stepping motions if placed on a firm surface. The rooting or sucking reflex, they turn the head to find a nipple if their cheek is stroked, and will suck if something touches the roof of their mouth. By the age of 1, a baby has full control of their movements and can coordinate feeding themselves. They can move around by crawling, scooting, and rolling. Infants can use the pincer grip, the thumb and forefinger, to pick up small objects. Early years. By the age of 3, most children can run and move freely in various ways. They can kick a ball and pedal on a tricycle. Most children can copy lines and circles drawn for them and can draw a face. Childhood. By the age of 7, most children can run, avoiding obstacles, can complete jigsaws and small puzzles, have good pencil control, and can draw and write with precise detail. Children can tie and undo laces and may be able to sew simple stitches. Puberty. By the age of 12, children will have good coordination and be able to practice and improve on skills already developed. Children also have a growth spurt and gain muscle and strength during this time. Adolescence. By the age of 14, young adults will have gained skills in specific areas. They will be very coordinated and have quick reaction times. Most girls will have started their periods. By age 16, boys will have increased muscle size and strength after completing puberty. Social and emotional development. Social and emotional development plays a vital role in a child's life. This development is the way in which people socialize with others in the environment. Primary development is the interactions babies and children have first with their primary carer and family. Secondary development is the relationships created later in the child's life through other caregivers and friendship. Optimal development through the stages are as follows. Infancy. When babies are born, they respond and hear their primary carer. They look at bright lights and shiny material. By 6 weeks, they begin to give a social smile out to familiar faces. By the age of 1, infants can vocalize likes and dislikes, show preference to carers, and they enjoy playing on their own. They show stranger awareness and are becoming aware of others' feelings. Early years. By the age of 3, children are beginning to become more independent. Most can use the toilet themselves and take care of personal hygiene. They are beginning to play with other children and create friendships. Childhood. By the age of 7, children are becoming more aware of themselves. They may worry about being liked and making friendships. They create strong attachments to friends. Puberty. By the age of 12, children will have a good sense of self. They will notice that their bodies are changing. They develop strong same-sex relationships with friends. Adolescence. By the age of 16, young adults may enjoy the company of their friends more than family. They show good communication skills and can state their beliefs. Peer pressure becomes a strong influence. Communication and speech development. Communication and speech development begin to happen before a baby is even born. They begin to respond to their primary carers' voices. A baby can cry in different ways, so their carer can recognize what needs must be met. Nonverbal communication also plays a large part in children's development, and often use this more than adults. Language development is split into two key aspects. Pre-linguistic, before a child begins using words for meaning, up to around 12 months. Linguistic, when a child has started using words for meaning, after around 12 months old. Optimal communication and speech development across the stages are as follows. Infancy, when babies are born, they cry for someone to meet their personal needs. They listen and stop crying at gentle, ringing noises. They respond to human voices and begin to make "ah" sounds. By the age of 1, infants understand simple words: bye, gone, no, cup, dinner. They babble in conversations, making repeated syllable words: mama, dada, baba. Early years, by the age of 3, children understand and can hold adult conversations where they are understood. They ask many questions: how, why, what, where. They may still make some grammatical errors in speech. Childhood, by the age of 7, children have a good vocabulary of around 5,000 words. They can tell jokes and funny stories. They begin to ask for definitions of new words and may copy accents they have heard. Puberty and adolescence, from the age of 8 onwards, children have a good concept of the spoken language they have learned. They practice using language in conversations and know tenses and grammar well. Intellectual development. Intellectual, cognitive development is the knowledge and thoughts a child develops. These are strongly influenced by the experiences a child has. A child may not learn new knowledge if they are never taught it. Two key researchers in intellectual development are Piaget, who showed that intelligence is the result of a natural sequence of events in the child's environment schemas. If a child has only seen black dogs, they will believe all dogs are black until proven otherwise. Brunner, who believed that as children develop, they use different ways of representing the world around them, using their bodies to describe things. Optimal stages of intellectual development are as follows. Infancy. A newborn baby looks and watches fast-paced movements, their carers face and study shadows. They cry when they require attention. By the age of 1, infants explore objects with their mouth, watch as they drop toys and look under cushions or blankets for hidden toys. Early years. By the age of 3, children should know parts of their body, some colors, be able to copy a circle and a cross and draw people with some distinct features. They should be able to paint with a large brush and balance a tower of blocks. Childhood. By the age of 7, children should be able to write and read sentences, count to 100, and know their birthday. They should know what is half and whole and begin to understand and follow the rules of games. Puberty. By the age of 12, children can think logically and apply knowledge to different tasks. They are creative and have an increasing interest in academic subjects. Most children can write and read well. Adolescence. By the age of 16, young adults may question sources of knowledge, begin to think analytically about information, have preferences for science or art subjects, and have an idea of a career they may like to pursue. Maturation. Maturity is a term used to describe a person as they reach full potential in their growth and development. A child's upbringing can have a huge impact on maturity and the way they develop. Even though most of us have the capacity to be able to learn to speak, the way speech develops may vary from person to person. This can vary depending on the environment children are in when they begin to develop communication, speech, and language. Children may struggle with their communication and social development if adults speak to them infrequently. A child whose parents communicate using inappropriate language may also develop using this language. Factors affecting growth and development. Factors affecting the growth and development can be both positive and negative. These include cultural background. Different cultures may have different expectations of children. They may need to help more around the house or expected to excel in school. This may mean they become more developed in physical or intellectual attributes rather than social and emotional skills. Genetics, inheritance of specific skills, can help some aspects of development and growth. Some parents may be tall and strong and may pass these attributes on to their children. Social class, this can impact the child in many ways. Finances. Ongoing poverty may impact negatively on growth and development. Lower social class may mean less food and toys, having an adverse effect. Education. Parents may have a positive or negative attitude towards the need for education. This can impact on how a child views their learning and development. Housing. The type of housing that children are living in may impact on their development. Deprived areas show evidence of increased crime rates, overcrowding, and unsafe living environments. Gender. There are different rates of growth for boys and girls. Usually, a girl matures faster, but boys are often taller and stronger at the end of puberty. Family background. Having caring and loving parents can impact positively on a child's social and emotional development. Health status. Long-term and acute illness may impact on families. Parents may be unable to provide care for their children properly, leading to emotional stress for the children. Summary. In this module, you have learned: growth and development rely on many areas working together to progress a skill. This is called integrated development, like a jigsaw puzzle linking together. All development happens in the same order, but may happen at different rates. There are 4 key areas of development: physical, emotional and social, cognitive and intellectual, communication and speech. There are 5 stages of development: infancy, early years, childhood, puberty, and adolescent. Maturity is when a person reaches complete growth development. Environmental factors can have a huge impact on maturity and the way children develop. Different factors affect growth and development. These can be both positive and negative.